Hey everyone, James here, and welcome back to another day of VEDS, and welcome back to yet another installment of the long-running series of videos on this channel entitled I Just Watched, which is a series where I compare my preconceptions and postconceptions of movies I have never ever seen before. And today, we're going to be doing something I swore to myself I would never ever watch. For no other reason than I had heard it was an absolutely abysmally boring movie, not even worth watching. I am talking about the live-action Disney remake of Mulan. Now, for those of you who may remember, I have previously reviewed the original animated Mulan. I didn't get into it that much. I didn't say the movie was bad, but there were things I liked in the movie more than others. I loved Mushu, though he could have gotten a little bit annoying. I also felt the tone kind of kept shifting at places, and I just feel like as a overall piece, it was clunky, but I could see why people would like it. Now, with the live-action remake, I'm not going in expecting to hate it, but I probably feel like it's going to happen anyway, because to my knowledge, they've basically stripped away anything from the original animated movie that kind of gave it its charm. Like, I already know going in, there's no Mushu, which feels very odd for one of these live-action remakes. They would just, like, completely eliminate one of the characters, let alone arguably a fan-favorite character. It would kind of be like when Jon Favreau did The Lion King. He just opted to say, we're not going to do Timon and Pumbaa this time. I also kind of know that the villain of the movie, I think, is a little different. It's not Shan Yu. I believe that was the character's name. It's like some other character who I think can transform into a bird or something like that. I also know the movie does have the criticism that they made Mulan too perfect of a character, whereas before she did have some faults that led to things happening in the story. This one, she's kind of just a perfect angel of a character, or just doesn't really have, I don't know, any room to develop. I don't know if that's true. I'm about to go find out. But basically, for those who might not know what I'm talking about, think like the Charlie from the Tim Burton Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, where one of the criticisms of that version of the character is that he was just kind of this perfect little child who could do nothing wrong. Sort of, that sort of a thing. But yeah, I think I've rambled long enough. I'm avoiding the inevitable, if you can't already tell. So yeah, enjoy the little interlude, and I really don't want to do this, but I'm going to for the video. Let's flash forward a couple hours from now and find out what I, your humble channel personality, thought of the live-action remake to Mulan. Imagine if I'm doing this and it's actually good.
Wish that I had the girl we're fighting for.
Yeah, okay. Hi, welcome back. I just got done watching the live-action remake of Mulan, and God, that was just boring and annoying. It's not good. It's not good. I probably wouldn't put it on the tail end of, like, the worst Disney live-action remakes, just because I had, again, no connection to the original Mulan whatsoever. Absolutely none. So I would say ones like, Lion King and Beauty and the Beast are worse, just because I have more of an emotional attachment to them. But I guess maybe in terms of just not understanding what made the original work in the first place, or even what made it special, yeah, this is probably up there. This is probably up there by a lot, of just absolutely missing the point. Mainly, this one has such an added emphasis on something that I don't think was even brought up in the original at all, which is this thing called chi, which basically translates to having, like, superhuman awareness and strength and stuff. It's kind of like a Marvel movie in that respect. It's also kind of like midichlorians from Star Wars, because some people are able to tap into their chi and use it to their advantage more than other people. Again, you removed any of the personality from the movie, so it's just a tiresome slog to get through. I kept checking how much longer we had in this movie. Multiple goddamn times. One such example of something that's just worse, the entire matchmaker scene in the beginning, because in the original, the house was destroyed. The matchmaker had soup and stuff all over them. It made sense why she was mad and would bring dishonor onto Mulan's family. In this one, I don't understand. Like, she forced her to put a teapot back because she was trying to kill a spider for her sister. You forced her to move it, so the spider got out. She freaked out her sister. The teapot went into the air, and even though she caught every section of this teapot with superhuman strength, because she tripped once and everything fell to the ground, dishonor! Oh, and the goddamn reveal of her being a woman to the army is done so much worse here, because in the original she's found out because she got hurt. The reveal was out of her control. In this one, sure, she takes the risk of revealing herself to save the army. That's great. She defeats the army with the avalanche. That's great. No one is hurt afterward. So they just get pissed at her for no reason. She runs away, gets a crucial piece of plot from the villainous bird lady, who we'll get to in a second, comes back, tells them what they need to know, and they're just like, okay, we'll listen to you. So why did you pull her away in the first place? And then, yeah, let's talk about that bird lady. What was this character? For a character, by the way, I should point out, who almost choked a man because he called her a witch. You like to display a lot of things that would make people call you a witch. You turn into birds. You turn into a million birds. And some of the transformations, I'm sorry, are unnecessarily long and kind of don't make sense in universe. The first one, she throws up spices into the air to mask her transformation. From who, I'm not quite sure. Another, towards the beginning of the scene, she sort of like takes over a guard. She turns back from the guard to herself into the bird when you could have just went from the guard to the bird. I will also say one other thing that I did kind of like were the little touches of the songs. If you're gonna do it your own thing and not make it a musical, I do kind of like that in the score. During certain moments, some of the songs are in the underscoring. I thought that was a nice touch. One final thing, and I don't know, maybe somebody knows this. What was up with the amount of excessive dubbing in this movie? What was up with that? There, especially any scene in like the palace, the dubbing is very obvious. The voice is showing a lot more emotion than the mouth movements would dictate. Anybody got any news on that? Why there was so much dubbing? It's just, it was bad. I didn't think it would be good, but I thought I would at least be entertained. I wasn't even entertained. The action is okay. Again, it feels like a Marvel movie level action. It looks like I'm watching discount Shang-Chi. Out of 10, I'm giving this like a 3. It's not good. I don't recommend you watch it. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about that. If you've seen this remake of Mulan, leave what you thought in the comments. And until tomorrow, guys, gals, and my fellow VEDS-ies, oh God, I will see you tomorrow.